can change the pace, can bang the ball up to the inside, can do those kind of things, and can do like this, do a stiff arm. Now that is a stiff arm. That's a prime time stiff arm.
At the 28-yard line, Pittsburgh's deepest penetration. They go back to Parker. He'll bounce it to the outside. He'll lose his helmet, but not the football. Quentin Jammer makes the tackle. Lets a gain of 4 to the 24. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to run in the middle tonight against this San Diego defense unless Jamal Williams gets tired. But watch what happens. I mean, they're still trying to do it, and there's nothing there. I mean, they double team him, and they say, let's just run right there. Willie Parker gets in there. There's nothing there. He has to bounce out a little. But you are not going to run between the guards on this San Diego Charger defense.
With Williams in the middle, 2nd and 6, but they're going to try it. And that time, Parker bounces it to the outside for a first down and gets taken down from behind by Terrence Keel at the 9-yard line. Broke out of a Marlon McCree tackle for the big gain. 15 yards for fast Willie Parker, and Keel is down.
And that's the thing that you have to do. I mean, you have to, Willie Parker, they think, is always going to take it outside. But if he slashes it inside, outside the guard, he has a chance.
Injury timeout, 1st and goal coming.
Woo! See, kids? This
You want to know more about German baseball? Just click www.baseball.de.
Clinton Hart comes in to replace him, and Pittsburgh has a 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
It was that play to Najee Davenport that kind of got him started. They needed something to get him going against this San Diego defense, and then Najee Davenport got him that play. Willie Parker goes inside. Then that last play, he runs a counter with pretty good success.
This is Parker to the short side of the field, and Willie Parker will stumble his way into the end zone. Hines Ward through the block, and he throws a lot of them, and Willie Parker takes it into the end zone. And John just talked about Najee Davenport gave them the burst in his Pittsburgh debut with that big run to set it up, and the Steelers take the lead.
Yeah, the Steelers couldn't run to the inside, but fast Willie Parker found something else that he could do. Start inside and bounce it to the outside. Twice with great success.
Max Starks shaken up, so he'll need a moment. There he is, the right tackle. Look at the play again.
We said that there's no way that they're going to run in between the guards, but they can start up in there, get that San Diego Charger defense packed in there, then bounce to the outside. And there's the block you were talking about by Hines Ward, probably the best blocking wide receiver in football. Pretty good moves by Willie Parker. I mean, he made so many moves. He had moves on moves that he stumbled on his moves.
There goes Starks off the field. Talked about Davenport's run. It was actually a pass reception, and then he made the most of it after the short pass and rambled down that left sideline. Helps to set up the touchdown, and Jeff Reed tacks on the extra point. So with 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter, good drive by the Pittsburgh Steelers, who now have 99 yards of total offense, and San Diego with -2, and the score is 7-zip.
One of the areas that was impressive on that drive is the Steeler offensive line. I know that the first 2 games of the season, they weren't the same. They weren't playing well. Then against Cincinnati the week before the bye, they did play well. They had a good week, and then they look like they're off to a good start tonight. Although, having said that, Max Starks, their right tackle, just went down.
Qualcomm Stadium here in Mission Valley in San Diego. It's interesting how with Rivers, now he's in his 3rd year, so he's been around as long as Roethlisberger, but with Drew Brees here, and then Brees left as a free agent to go to New Orleans, that opened it up. But take a look at the first 3 career starts. Roethlisberger, of course, got the job when Maddox got hurt early in the 2004 seasons. But look at the similar figures over each his first 3 career starts. And, you know, we were talking before the game, John, I know you hate that phrase, manage the game. In effect, they had Roethlisberger kind of managing it in 2004, and he managed it pretty well. They were 15-1 is what they were that year.
Yeah, and Roethlisberger played on a very good team, and it was a Steeler team that won those games, not Roethlisberger, and I guess that's what they hope Rivers does. I don't know that I wouldn't have kept Breeze along, too.
Michael Turner from the 7-yard line, and Turner will bring it back to the 22-yard line. Let's go to Andrea.
Well, you guys are talking about the conservative nature of the San Diego offense, and that was all the talk here in San Diego this week. And I talked to some of the players this week, and they agreed. Keenan McCardell told me, if you've chosen him to be the quarterback, then let him be the guy. Give him the ball. It's time to let Phillip go do what we think he all can do. He's been restricted up to now. Now, Sean Merriman seconded that and said, there's still some uncertainty about Rivers' performance because we haven't seen it, but the confidence is there that he can do it. But it all comes down to Marty Schottenheimer, and what he told me was, I trust him completely in what we ask him to do. And he reminded me that Rivers has more latitude after 3 games than he ever gave Bernie Kosar when he was a rookie.
Well, Marty's had a few quarterbacks. In fact, 20 different quarterbacks have started for him. There's an injury on the field. It's James Harrison, one of their backup linebackers and special teams performer, who's down at the 25-yard line.
But you know what I was saying? If you could have kept Drew Brees, wouldn't you keep Drew Brees and let Phillip Rivers beat him out while Drew Brees is still here?
Well, Marty wanted Drew Brees to say. There's a, I don't know that there's acrimony, but A.J. Smith is the general manager. And there's no question that if you're in San Diego, and certainly if you cover the Chargers on a daily basis, you know that there's some conflict between Smith and Schottenheimer. There's no question that Marty wanted Drew Brees re-signed, bring him back here, but that was not the case. And then Drew was able to go out and find another job, and Miami looked at him, and he eventually wound up in New Orleans, and they're going to bring the card out for Harrison.
Yeah, and I think any coach would want that. I mean, if you can have both guys, keep both of them until one proves that he can start. And I think that's what, you know, getting rid of Brees before Phillip Rivers proved that he could be a starter in this thing, I think is kind of a chance you're taking. It's a gamble.
They'll take Harrison off. Andrea, your take?
Well, team president Dean Spanos of the Chargers had a February meeting with Marty Schottenheimer and A.J. Smith, and he told them, I expect you both to act professionally and do your job accordingly. He said, I don't care whether you're friends or not, and certainly these men hardly even talk to each other, so there is no relationship really between Marty Schottenheimer and his general manager, A.J. Smith.
Well, there's Dean Spanos and his father, Alex Spanos, who bought the team about 2 decades ago.
It's good to see Alex. Alex Spanos, one of the great guys. Remember when he used to dance and sing with Bob Hope?
He'd like to dance and sing if they can get to a Super Bowl again. From the 22-yard line, first down. Harrison, their leading special teams tackler, was just taken back to the locker room on a cart. Tomlinson goes nowhere. That's only Tomlinson's 2nd carry of the night. He's also caught 3 passes, but Tomlinson now has 5 touches in the first quarter for a total of 1 yard, and San Diego will end the first quarter with a total offense of -2 yards. Assuming they don't get the playoff here. Clock ticking down. Rivers out of the gun. They will not get the playoff. Change sides, and we'll start the second quarter. With the score after 1, Pittsburgh 7, San Diego nothing. NBC's Sunday Night Football back after these messages.
Ever wished you could be there to see your team in action? With Game On Holidays, you can combine that big match atmosphere with the holiday of a lifetime for the whole family. We offer city breaks and holidays incorporating all U.S. sports, including NASCAR. All you have to do is visit our website and choose the games or races you want to see, and we'll do the rest. Great seats, great games, great value. Game on.
Oh, and text your T-Mobile mates more, so you won't miss a thing. One great rate on pay-as-you-go. Mates rates from T-Mobile.
Druids Glen Golf Resort, voted European Golf Resort of the Year 2005. A golfer's paradise in the Garden of Ireland. 2 championship golf courses of contrasting design. The luxurious Marriott Druids Glen Hotel and Country Club, featuring 148 specially appointed guest rooms and a magnificent spa and health centre. Visit our driving range, pro shops, golf academy, and get your golfing tips or tuition from our resident PGA teaching professional.
The Bears are pouring it on now. For the bundle, it's well covered, but it is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Some of the headlines of the day as Week 5 begins to conclude. Al Michaels, John Madden, Andrea Kramer, San Diego start the second quarter. Pittsburgh on top, 7-0. It is 2nd down and 10 for the Chargers as they begin the second period from their own 22-yard line. And Rivers under pressure and gets hit as he throws by Clark Hagan. So much of the attention on the Pittsburgh defense paid to guys like Joey Porter and Troy Polamalu, and all this guy does is make plays like that all night and day.
You know, we were talking to the coaches last night, and they were saying that Hagan's is the fastest of all the linebackers, and you talk about a speed rusher, that's what Hagan's is, but you also talk about having a clock in your head that a quarterback has to have, and you didn't feel that on that play that Philip Rivers had any clock in his head.
Rivers 4 of 8 for 5 yards. It is 3rd down and 10 from the 22-yard line. From the shotgun. Polamalu is blitzing. He's picked up, and Rivers gets it away and picks up the first down to the 35-yard line. Eric Parker makes the catch. Ryan Clark, the other safety, makes the tackle. So they rush Polamalu. Rivers felt him, and he's able to complete the pass for San Diego's biggest gain through the air.
You know, Rivers did the same thing that Ben Roethlisberger did. You see him, he's going to keep his eyes up the field, but know that the rush is there. Just move a little to get away from Polamalu so that he can make that throw.
1st and 10, San Diego from the 35-yard line. Now Tomlinson still trying to get on track, and nothing happening for one of the best backs in the league. A lot of people think the best, LT, LaDainian Tomlinson.
Did you see that safety Ryan Clark came up? You know, we're always used to Polamalu coming. I mean, these safeties, when they see something, they don't come up under control. That time Ryan Clark, when he felt run going to that side, he just flew up there. Watch it. I mean, this is a way that you play it. I mean, he's going to come up and he's going to come flying right in there. I mean, you look, he started at the safety position and he ended up 3 yards in the backfield.
Picked them up from Washington after they lost Chris Hope in free agency. Rivers fires over the middle and finds the open man, and that's Eric Parker again. The sure-handed Parker out of Tennessee in his 5th year. 16-yard gain, rarely drops anything thrown his lip. Of course, earlier he was involved in that tussle where Clark actually wrestled the ball away from him.
And that's what Philip Rivers needed. I mean, he needs some completions like this. You know, against a good defense, you see a double coverage inside out. Parker beats that by coming back a little. You start your end, get in front of Polamalu. Don't run, don't gain ground, because if you do gain ground, Polamalu picks that one off.
San Diego showing his first offensive life of the night. But Tomlinson can go absolutely nowhere again. Couldn't get through the inside, couldn't work to the outside, and that's Joey Porter making the stop. So you've got Tomlinson yet to get on track, and the other guy right now, their big guy, is the tight end Gates, who has not caught a pass. He comes back into the game here.
You know, I mean, he hasn't gotten on track this whole season. I mean, I watch him, and you know, part of it is you have a new quarterback, but Antonio Gates is one of the top tight ends in football, if not the top tight end. And a lot of times I'd watch them play, and he would be protecting half the time on passes. But I think they got to get him. I mean, obviously, they have to get him involved in the passing game.
2nd and 15. Look out, and Rivers goes down. That time you had Hagens coming in and Farrier, the 2 linebackers coming in, converging on the sack.
Now that's what happens when you have speed at linebacker. I mean, we saw it. You know, we've seen Hagen's come. We saw Joey Porter make the play the other side. You know, you see Farrier come inside. I mean, they overload this side over here, and that's where they're bringing the blitz. And they're always going to have a free rusher. You know, I mean, that's what Dick LeBeau, the defensive coordinator, does. He's going to overload, but keep a balanced defense. And then on the overload side, there's going to be a free rusher.
3rd down and 18 for the Chargers, who are stalling at midfield here on their only sustained drive of the night. Can they keep it going, though? Rivers finds the man, and that is Parker. And we just finished talking about he almost never drops a pass, and he dropped that one there. Even James Lofton told me before the game, who's his position coach, says he never even drops one in practice.
We went to practice on Friday, and he didn't even practice. He has a hamstring problem. And that was one of those things. I mean, he looks it in, and I think he got concerned with that sideline. You know, he knew he had 1 foot in, and it looked like he got concerned keeping that 2nd foot inbounds. He looked down for the sideline and then lost the ball.
Only 3 drops for him over the last 4 seasons combined. Mike Cypher's kick is a short kick, but takes a good San Diego hop, picked up by Santonio Holmes. And he brings it back from the 14 to the 16. And that's where Roethlisberger will take over again with 11 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the opening half. Pittsburgh 7, San Diego nothing.
TV Digital ist da. 14 Tage volles Programm. Top-Übersichtlichkeit im großen Format. Neu und einzigartig in Deutschland. Komplett mit allen Programmen von Kabel Digital Home. Plus ARD, RTL, Pro7 und Co. in einem Heft. Alle 31 Kabel Deutschland Programme mit Bewertung und allen Sendeterminen. Bestellen Sie jetzt Ihr Abo unter 080 5 99 77 44. TV Digital. Das ist die Zukunft.
You're watching NASN, the North American Sports Network, a new and exciting sports channel dedicated to the best in live North American sports 24/7. On NASN, you can experience over 100 live NFL games this season, plus the playoffs and the Super Bowl live. Watch up to 175 regular season NHL games and live postseason, including the Stanley Cup Finals. Feel the excitement of live Major League Baseball with up to 260 regular season games and exclusive coverage of the World Series. NASN also brings you an exclusive lineup of college sports with live college football and basketball. And with a daily lineup of sports news, talk shows, highlights, and analysis, NASN is your channel for the very best in live North American sports. Visit NASN.com for scheduling news and information.
There, the chicken, the famous chicken. He started out as the San Diego chicken, worked for a radio station here back in the 70s, seeks a date with a peacock. His name is Ted Giannoulis, and he's been doing that now for over 30 years and still maintains, I believe, an extremely active schedule as Roethlisberger goes back to pass under pressure and gets swarmed under at the 7-yard line. The first guy in there was Merriman.
Well, and then they just kept coming, as you said, swarm. That's the thing. You talk about a quarterback having to have a clock in his head. They just didn't have one.
Might have lost the ball, too, here.
Merriman starts from the outside, then goes to the inside, and then comes back and gets him again.
Whoa, baby.
Oh, the Chargers have that ball. That's Jamal Williams with the ball.
Well, the question is his knee down? It's really close. Now,
or the tuck rule.
Yeah, well, since the whistle didn't blow now, they let it go. He's tucking it in. Is the knee down? But Schottenheimer says, hold on a second. I want to know. He'll go to Vinovich right now. He says, can I challenge this play? This is one of those situations where they let the play go a little farther than they used to.
But if we go back to the tuck rule, then the ball would go back to the original line of scrimmage, right? It would be an incomplete pass.
If they called it, that's what Schottenheimer wants to know. Here comes Vinovich.
San Diego cannot challenge a ruling on the field of the quarterback in the grass.
Okay, so that's interesting. Wow. And he's in the grass. Once the quarterback is in the grass, they'll stop the play. So he's not in the grass there. He's sort of, yeah, he's in the grasp there.
No, I mean, he's in more of a grasp, but when a quarterback goes back and holds the ball that long, he's always going to be in the grasp.
Sure.
As he's going down. I mean, that looked to me to be continual action.
2nd down and 18. And as I say, Marty went out there to find out, can I challenge this? Little sidearm swing to Parker. And Parker brings it back out to the 18-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and 8 now for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, if you like coffee for dessert, or if you like defense for dessert with your coffee, you're sure getting it tonight, aren't you?
Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers, noted for years, going all the way back to their great championship teams of the 70s, and San Diego #1 defensively, meaning fewest yards per game allowed by San Diego coming into this weekend.
And Wade Phillips is their defensive coordinator, and he does an outstanding job.
3rd down and 8. Roethlisberger throws, and that is caught by Santonio Holmes, the only wide receiver chosen in the 1st round in the 2006 draft out of Ohio State. 13-yard gain.
Yeah, Quentin Jammer, the corner, was right there, and Ben Roethlisberger put something on that ball. I mean, you watch this thing. He's going to get a step right there, and he just kind of put it on his back hip. Quentin Jammer doesn't make a play on it, and if he just stuck his arm in there because it was on the side towards the corner, Quentin Jammer.
6 different receivers, 7 completions for Roethlisberger, and Parker can't get out of the way of Phillips. Also, Derek Robinson was in there to thwart him. 2nd down. Not virtual. That's live here at about 6:18 or so Pacific time.
You know, there's ways you can figure how many fingers between the water and the sun, and that tells you how long it's going to be before sunset. Have you ever done that?
I've never
done
done
a photographer thing. They look up and they put like 3 fingers, and for each finger it's 3 minutes or something.
And that works at any latitude too. Second and 11 to the outside at the 40-yard line, and that pass is caught by Hines Ward, and he's ridden out of bounds by Clinton Hart, and that should be a 1st down. They'll spot the ball at the 42-yard line.
And that's the thing that we're trying to do. I mean, they would like to have Ben Roethlisberger knock the rust off, get in a rhythm, and have Hines Ward catch 6 or 7 balls tonight.
At the 42-yard line. 1st down for the Steelers. Roethlisberger wide open, the tight end Miller, and Miller gets inside the San Diego 45. Marlon McCree makes the tackle on him at the 43-yard line of the Chargers. 16-yard pickup.
You know, don't you just feel that Ben Roethlisberger is getting into that rhythm we were talking about? I mean, he doesn't look as tight. He looks like he has a certain looseness. Here he comes on a little bootleg, finds his tight end Heath Miller right in the middle and hits him, sees the whole field all the time. I think for the first time maybe this year, he's starting to feel comfortable playing quarterback position.
We talked to him last night. He said everything's healed up. He said we're not playing as bad offensively as some would make it out to be. Swinging to the outside is Parker again, and he'll pick up the 1st down. And Johnny also told us, you know, he said, I'm just missing. We're just that close. And then you walk away from a meeting like that and you go, you know, is that what the whole truth is, or is he trying to convince himself that's the truth?
Well, you know, I think a little of both. But if you look at that Cincinnati game, I know what he was talking about, but they had 5 turnovers. And there's no way that you can have 5 turnovers and beat a team as good as Cincinnati. So that was a part of the deal. And I think, you know, I mean, you see that the line is playing well. Willie Parker is a good runner. They have some good receivers, and Ben just has to get in a rhythm with these young receivers.
And now they have Najee Davenport back in the game, who was instrumental on the touchdown drive. Fabulous protection, and then his arm is coming forward. He wanted a pump fake and lost the football, but that's not the worst thing in the world because it's an incomplete pass. You can smile about it now.
Yeah, I think so, and I think that's part, and I don't know if that's a smile on Cowher's face or not, but I think that's part of the comfort that he's getting in now. You know, something like that can happen. You can, you know, try and pump it and then bring it back, and it doesn't work. You just kind of laugh about it, look at your wristband, and get the next play.
2nd down and 10 at the 29-yard line. 6.5 to go in the half. That's Hines Ward in motion. Swing it out to Ward. The Super Bowl MVP puts his head down and takes the ball to the 21-yard line. He signals first down, but it's not. It'll be 3rd and a long 1.
Yeah, I think that's what Ben Roethlisberger was talking about last night, is we just have to get back to playing Steeler football. And I think that's running the ball well, getting the ball to Hines Ward, running his screens, doing these kinds of things. Good pass protection, looking downfield, bootleg, maybe even Ben Roethlisberger somewhere on this drive running the ball himself.
Ben is a good running quarterback, or has been in the past. Ran for a touchdown in the Super Bowl. 3rd down and 1. They're going to give it to Davenport, and Davenport trying to play the role of Bettis can't. Ran into his own man, and then Jamal Williams, that big space eater in the middle, busts up the play and creates a 4th down.
Yeah, Najee Davenport can't do what Willie Parker could do. Willie Parker could start in there. If there wasn't anything inside, he could bounce outside, but this is why there's nothing inside. I mean, Jamal Williams just takes everything and pushes it into the Steeler backfield.
The 4th and a short 2. Cowher had the field goal unit just hesitate. He wanted to see exactly where the ball was spotted. Too far to go for it. 39-yard field goal for Reed. As you can see, he's made 36 straight under 40 yards. This falls into that category. 39-yarder for Reed. Right down Main Street. So Pittsburgh's second scoring drive ends with a field goal. Less than 5 to go in the half. The world champs on top, 10-0 in San Diego.
Some people think the internet is a good thing. The most powerful educational tool the world has ever known. It's preserving our history, keeping the past alive forever. It's the only place where freedom of speech truly exists. Some people think the internet is a good thing. What do you think?
Druids Glen Golf Resort, voted European Golf Resort of the Year 2005. A golfer's paradise in the Garden of Ireland. 2 championship golf courses of contrasting design. The luxurious Marriott Druids Glen Hotel and Country Club, featuring 148 specially appointed guest rooms and a magnificent spa and health centre. Visit our driving range, pro shops, golf academy, and get your golfing tips or tuition from our resident PGA teaching professional.
You can't wrap them up against allergies, but you can treat almost every allergic reaction with Piriton.
Live NFL Monday Night Football continues on NASN with an exclusive AFC matchup. The Baltimore Ravens will have to soar to new heights to take on the Broncos in Invesco Field at Mile High. But Ian Gold will be leading Denver's defense's stampede to stop the Ravens from getting anything airborne. Tonight, late night at 2:30, only on NASN.
And when it's time to fight, we always come out fighting. We never lose that battle.
We're hitting the panic button. You know, we don't want to start off 1-3.
We feel like we have a good team and we have quality players, and we're going to get this thing turned back around tonight.
They've done it so far. You know, that's the cliche that has lasted 50 years, the panic button. John, you were a coach. Now, the panic button, is it in your office? Is it at home? Is it in your car? Where is this panic button?
I never wanted to know. If there was one, I never wanted to find it.
They'll be around for centuries. Michael Turner will down it in the end zone. And San Diego down 10-0. We'll have the ball when we come back. 4:55 remaining in the first half.
Now you can get all your best loved country hits together in the Time Life Classic Country Collection.
Just walk on by.
Wait on the corner. Ferlin Husky.
On the wings of the snow white dove.
Patsy Cline. Conway Twitty, Jim Reeves,
Put your sweet lips a little closer
Tammy Wynette,
to the phone.
and the one and only Marty
In
Robbins.
the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl.
Every song in the 6-CD Classic Country Collection is the original recording, no re-records, and they're all digitally remastered for the best sound ever.
Don't go on Wolverton Mountain. You walk by and I fall to pieces.
So call now to enjoy the Classic Country Collection on 6 CDs. If it's not the best country collection you've ever heard, just send it back for a full refund. Plus, use your credit card and you'll get this Hank Williams album free, featuring 25 of his legendary hits. So call now to enjoy the Classic Country Collection on 6 CDs. Plus, use your credit card and get your free Hank Williams bonus album. That's 115 country hits in all. So don't wait. Call the number on your screen now.
Earlier we saw the chicken who was looking for a peacock, and the peacock has appeared. Now where's the chicken? Yeah, there's the chicken. Ted Giannoulis, who's also, I mean, when you talk to the guy, he's hysterical. The ball at the 20-yard line for Phillip Rivers and the Chargers who start on first down, and Rivers is going to go deep, and that pass is incomplete. Keenan McCardell had a step on the defender, Deshae Townsend, but couldn't hang on.
Phillip Rivers has made some outstanding throws tonight. We look at that one. We remember the one to Eric Parker, and this is a perfect throw right here to McCardell. Oh, that's right in his hands. I mean, it can't be any better than that.
Keenan McCardell is the oldest receiver in the league. He's 36, a couple of months older than Denver's Rod Smith, and has been making catches like that for years, but not here. 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
That would have been the play that got the Chargers some good field position.
Yeah, can Tomlinson get into the game? And for Ladanian, that's a big run tonight because they have had him completely bottled up running and as a pass receiver. He has now carried 5 times for 0 net yards.
Yeah, he was talking about this the other day, and he said, you know, he said the thing that I learned in the NFL is to have patience. He said, I'm going to get some 1-yard runs, some 2-yard runs, some -2, and you know, eventually I'm going to break them. I know that, and you have to have patience, especially against a great defense like this Steeler team. But he believes while he's doing this, he is going to break something in this game.
3rd and 5 from the 25-yard line. That time he stays in the block, does the job, and the pass is caught by McCardell over the middle, up at the 33-yard line to move the chains. Taylor and Clark in on the coverage, first down for San Diego.
And Phillip Rivers is making some great throws. He has a little different motion. Watch how he kind of pushes that ball out there. He said his dad was a coach, and he used to hang around like when he was 5 or 6 years old, and he said he first started throwing a ball and his hands weren't big enough to hold it. He had to push it.
With great effectiveness through the years, obviously, as LaDainian Tomlinson gets tackled by Aaron Smith.
And he said that this is a thing that you know that he's learned. It's the way he learned to throw the ball, and he just always throws it that way. The only trouble he ever gets is if he lowers his arm too low and has to bring it back up. But no one has ever messed with that motion of pushing the ball. Messed with the motion.
Well, they've messed with the game plan tonight compared to the first 3 games, with 15 passes, 6 runs, but really nothing to write home about yet. 2nd and 9, and he pushes one to the 50-yard line where Eric Parker makes the catch. And it's a first down at the Pittsburgh 48-yard line, the coverage by Ike Taylor.
Well, you give him these passes that he's made here, and then if you add the one that McCardell dropped and the one that Parker dropped earlier, he's had a pretty good first half. He's made some excellent throws. I'll tell you one thing about Phillip Rivers, he hasn't played a lot, but he has a lot of confidence.
1st and 10. Spent the last 2 years on the bench back of Drew Brees. Antonio Gates.
False start. Offense number 70. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Shane Olivier, the left tackle, first to move.
You know, the other tackle's doing a pretty good job. Marcus McNeil over there. We talked about having a rookie left tackle, which is a tough thing. You know, I mean, tackle is tougher in this league to play than center or guard. Left tackle is tougher than right tackle. So of these offensive linemen, this guy over here, the left tackle,